What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, Kevin Sanders, and this is the Kevin Sanders Show. So, welcome back, guys. We are here with another video. So, in today's video, you guys know I uploaded a video a couple days ago talking about how Governor Newsom was taking a look at banning Glocks, and then Governor DeSantis is actually making it easier to pick up firearms. Well, again, I'm a believer of saying what I do, so I went out again. I picked up a brand new firearm. I wanted to go ahead and show it to you guys today in the video, talk about why I picked up this firearm. I've had experience with this particular company before. As you guys can see, I have a Taurus box, so it is a Taurus firearm, and from the title, you guys know we're going to be looking at the Taurus G3C. Now, to start off, guys, I've owned plenty of guns in the past, right? I've owned what, Smith and Wessons, I've owned Glocks, I've owned Tauruses, a good amount, especially some of the big ones. I even owned a SIG at one point as well. And when it comes to the particulars on these particular firearms, right? I think the Taurus for me, for my everyday carry, is probably one of the best guns. And not only that, it's literally one of the best when it comes to price point. There's not a lot of guns that could deliver what this firearm delivers at that particular price point. And it's probably one of the best selling guns in America, honestly, because of that price point and what it delivers. And I know there's going to be a lot of guys out there like, oh no, Glock all day, Smith and Wesson all day, SIG all day, right? And whatever it may be, but at the end of the day, these particular tools, right, are supposed to be for self-defense. So there should be to safeguard your life. So I don't think a firearm should cost, $600, $800, $700, right? For you to go ahead and be able to go ahead and have a self-defense. That would make it to where most Americans wouldn't be able to pick up a firearm, right? Now, not to say that, around the $600 to $800 price point, the guns don't get better. For sure they do. Is it necessary? I don't think so. Now, of course, everybody's different. That's just my opinion on it. But we're going to look at this gun because, for the most part, this is the gun where most Americans, I would say, will probably be looking at, especially if you're in Florida around the holiday time right now and the tax-free holiday for firearms. So I picked up one because my last one was a Taurus G2C, and then when I saw the 3 and I felt it and tried it out in the store, I said, yeah, I got to pick myself one. So I traded it in. And I picked this one up. So as you guys can see, Taurus always brings it, man. And they do. I honestly think they do. They ended up switching CEOs a while back. And I think the new CEO just really took Taurus to a new level when it comes to the firearm. Because let me tell you, my G2C, I must have put at least 1,500 rounds and still no issues. Never jammed on me. That's why it was my everyday carry. Because it was, like believe it or not, because at the time too, there was one point in my time in my life where I didn't have a lot of money, right? I mean, that's going to be for a lot of people. So that was my range gun and my everyday carry gun at the same time. And most people wouldn't particularly do that as much, right? Want to put too many, mileage on their everyday carry, but I was broke. I mean, I'm just letting you know how it is. Like, I wasn't able to afford two guns, one for the range and one for everyday carry. So I used the exact same gun, put plenty of rounds in it, never an issue. That thing is awesome. So I decided to pick up the G3C. So we're going to go ahead and go through it. I picked up some self-defense rounds as well, guys. Now, when it comes to the brand, honestly, most particular, I feel like, honestly, again, I'm not trying to FOMO when it comes to like brands or anything like that. I think most particular ammunition is going to be pretty good. Now, my preferred ammunition is MagTech. They didn't have any, so I ended up grabbing these ones instead. I've had these before. They're pretty good as well, but I'm a MagTech guy personally. I've had some holsters. I recently couldn't find the holster that I normally like to carry, so I ended up buying a brand new one because I think I ended up selling it. I think that's why I can't find it, but I had to pick up a brand new one anyways. This one predominantly, if I'm just going out quickly, if I'm going out quickly somewhere, because holsters or like cell phone cases, guys, if I'm being honest, there's so many different type of holsters, and not every one of them is going to be like it's going to fit everybody. Some people would have to shop around before they find a holster that they like. But for me, I kind of already know what holster I want to use. This one's a brand new one to me. I wanted to try it out. But I have like a certain everyday carry holster that I use for pretty much all my guns, and that's that. I use that especially for the long trips because it's just way more comfortable. But when you're picking up a holster for a gun, right? At least for me, when I first started, I ended up just buying a whole bunch of holsters until I ended up finding one. I would say just look at the reviews, pinpoint what's the biggest thing for you because holsters come in a couple categories. If some people care more for what it's made of, some people care for the comfortability, and some people are bigger folks, so the price hike might be needs to be a little bit different. So everything just depends, is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not like an expert when it comes to this. There's channels out there that'll talk about it. I'm just an enthusiast and a person that just advocates for the Second Amendment, and I'm just talking about what I've gone through. Okay, and that's what I love about this show and this channel is that I can come on here and talk about literally whatever I want, and if you guys watch, you guys watch. If you guys don't understand, but all right, anyways, stopping my yabbering. Let's get into the gun here, guys. Now, I picked this up here in the local state of Florida, man. The guys were pretty cool. Now, when it comes to the firearm, I believe it comes with 2 mags. For some reason, I've heard some people say it came with 3, but I'm only seeing 2 in mine, I believe, right? I don't think there's a third one anywhere. No, I don't believe so. So yeah, no, all right, just 2. So you're gonna get 2 magazines here. It's gonna be 12 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. And I always recommend start getting comfortable with carrying 1 in the chamber because you don't want to be behind the 8 ball if something does go down. Okay. Now when it comes to the particulars on the G3C, and the reason why some people don't like it is because it does have a manual safety. Now, again, the manual safety for me and honestly, and a lot of guys I've talked to that have had guns with manual safeties, it's just something that you have to practice. Once you practice, learning how to disengage, especially when you need to use it, then at that point in time, you'll be fine. Now, it is an extra something that you have to go ahead and add in that could cause a problem, yes, but a trained person that's trained and practiced it multiple times, you should be fine. And again, but if you don't want a safety, again, there are plenty of other guns that don't have safeties. It's just preferably for me as well because in a household where there's other people that are not so, most of my family members are pretty cool guns, right? But there are some that not so much, and for those guys, I keep a safety on an off chance. And if they ever had to use my gun or hold my gun or whatever it may be, they'll know that they'll be able to disengage or because I've had like my brothers and sisters, and again they're all legal age. They're just not gun people. At least they weren't before. Where like I will ask them, just simple things like, hey, when I take them to the range, I'll tell them, hey, can you go ahead and reload the gun, and then they'll get nervous, and then like again they're not gun people. So just for folks that are not gun people, it's great for me to have a safety there just in the off chance something does happen. Okay. um Now here is the firearm itself. It's wrapped again 2 magazines. You get a lock for it as well. Honestly, I don't know a lot of people that use these other than the stores. Now it is good to have, I guess, if you're trying to keep it somewhere. But again, the whole point of having a firearm is actually making sure that's easy, accessible, and ready to use. So these things are useless. Okay. All right. Let's put the box aside here. I'm gonna reach over, put that aside. I'm gonna go ahead and grab for the firearm. Again, guys, even though I know this gun has no ammo or anything in it, you don't want to go ahead and put it in and start changing out. Ooh, what the heck? There's like some resin or something on this gun here. I gotta clean this then. It sounds like, yeah, it's like a little oily. Huh. Okay, whatever. Not a big deal. I could clean it. But here's the gun itself. And I like it because it is a smaller gun, guys. As you guys can see, there are bigger 9mm, smaller 9mm. This, I would say, is a little bit more on the smaller end. There's even guns that go smaller than this. But for me, this is just perfect right there. I can get my hand into it. Perfect size, man. And I honestly liked it a lot better than, like I said, my G G2C. Now, like I said, let's see here. Let me go ahead and get this off. Read the manuals before using. Keep the muzzle pointed and safety, of course. All right, yeah. So let me see if I can get this removed off here. There we go. Here's the firearm. Okay, let me go ahead and remove this. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, it doesn't have a... Oh, wait, no. Let me see. Okay, no, it does have a safety. I've heard some people that have safety, some people that didn't. For some reason, I thought for a second it didn't have a safety. Okay, so it does have a safety. Okay, so here is the firearm. Okay, as y'all can see, here it is. Again, pretty small. I like it for my size. Feels very good. I know a lot of people, again, aesthetics matter to some people, which I understand. I honestly do think this is a very good looking gun. Again, that's just preference. That's just to me, but very easy slide, which I like a lot about it. Again, easy to prompt up. Is this there's some like oily stuff on here or something? Like, I'm gonna have to clean this off. Like, I don't know why it's so extra oily. All right, guys. So we are back. I had to clean it up, man. Let me tell you, I don't know what it was, why it was so extra oily. I mean, I've had guns where they've been extra oily. I mean, it makes sense for the internals, especially if you guys have been accustomed to cleaning your guns, right? But dang, man, let me tell you, that was just extra. All right, so we got it up here. Here it is, fully in. I made sure there's nothing in the chamber, right? Always like going sight, double check. I know there is obviously no magazine in there, but the firearm itself, man, like I said, I honestly think it is a beautiful gun, right? Distant triggering, very easy on sight. Now, again, it does have some set ready if you want to get some attachments on there, which is very nice. I've never been a huge attachment guy, right? I'm almost like a bare stock, bones type of guy. I'm almost like that with my cars too, if I'm being honest, right? I just want it to work and for the tool to do its purpose. But, you know, I do know some people that like to do add all the extra stuffs. But for the most part, in most real world scenarios, the iron sight is just perfect, okay? I would say incidents happen probably within like 10 to 20 feet for the most part. So again, I think that would be pretty good. If you want to add all the extra stuff, you can, you know, deck it out. But for me, I'm pretty good where I'm at with it. Like I said, it feels very good in the hand. Slide is backs perfectly. Again, prompt up is easy. There we go. Got a prompt. So yeah. We got our magazine. I'm going to go ahead and load the first one in there. Boom. There it is. Nothing in it, of course. I want to go ahead and disengage this. Come on. If I can. It lets me. There we go. Do a quick dry fire. Nice. So, yeah. This is the Taurus 3GC, guys. This is what I would recommend to people that are picking up guns for the first time, or somebody that's on a budget. That's what most people pick this gun up for. But like I said, even if those were your predominant reasons for the budgeting, you're getting a beautiful looking gun, liable freaking gun. Like I said, I put multiple rounds in my G3C and I've had no issues with it. So with that, let's quickly hop over and let's check how it is when it's into the holster here. So now we got it here. Now this particular holster, I didn't particularly buy, guys. Or I mean, I bought it, but I didn't choose it. The old cat at the counter chose it. He said this was the best one made for it. I said, cool, rock and roll. But looking at it, it fits in pretty good in there, pretty snug. I think I'm gonna have to loosen this a little bit here. It seems a little bit tight on there, but that's fine. You know, a little loosen doesn't hurt nobody. But it's in there, clips onto the belt. Look like that's pretty good. It's pretty standard. Yeah, I gotta loosen this thing up a little bit for sure. But yeah, Taurus, baby. There it is right there. Got the ammunition. I'm gonna load it up here in a second. But guys, like I said, you gotta practice your Second Amendment. If you guys don't, it's gonna be taken away from us. And I'm telling you, man, it's better for you guys to have and not need it, and then need it and not have it. With that being said, that's how it's been the Kev Sodden Show, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace out.